Hello and welcome to
Closing the Gap.
Motorsport Diaries.
My name is Ari,
And my name is Aranza.
and we
have
have so much to cover, and I will be the first one to apologize as the editor of this podcast. We took a
Okay, we didn't take a break
hiatus.
this time. No, we did not take a break.
It
we
wasn't
were
an official
forced
break.
into a break because we didn't see each other. The last time you guys saw us was practically the last time we saw each other.
That's a lie.
I said practically. Obviously,
We
we
shot
went to
our
Monza.
last episode, in France. A few days before we headed into Italy to witness Monza in all of its glory, which was amazing, by the way.
As a McLaren fan, no, it was not.
As a non-McLaren fan, it was great.
Moving on.
Actually,
as a Ferrari fan, it was also terrible.
as an Oscar Piastri fan, it was painful. But we'll talk about that. And then
As a Lando Norris fan, it was not our fault either.
that noise you're hearing right now, if you're hearing that traffic noise, that is because if you're seeing us, it makes sense. But if you're only listening in, it's the trolley behind us, which is the light rail in the San Diego metropolitan area.
Train, huh?
It's a light rail, really.
Yeah.
In the San Diego metropolitan area. You'll see it in a minute if you're watching this on YouTube. If you're just listening in,
You probably won't
that's
hear it.
ding,
but
ding, 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 ding.
That is the noise. We are also in a park. This is our first episode outside. Well, technically not our first episode outside.
You guys don't need to know this, but we'll tell you anyway.
Well, no, last week we had last week. Look at me, last week. Sure.
Like 5 weeks ago.
Yeah, a whole month and a half ago, we were outside.
Things that you don't need to know, but we're going to tell you anyway.
And we also filmed an episode here outside, but you will see it soon.
The Zandvoort episode was shot in the patio of our hotel in Menton.
Yes. Yeah.
And during the summer break, we actually did shoot like a Formula 101 episode, which we haven't released, which is still TBD if we're going to release it because the wind was crazy that day.
And it was also, like, we live in sunny San Diego. It was
So
not
overcast.
sunny that day at all. It was
So
cold.
overcast. So we'll probably shoot it again. We'll probably reshoot it.
We'll look over the footage.
Maybe you'll see a reel or not. Anyways, that's some things you didn't need to know. So yeah, we took a break, an obligated break, because I overstayed my welcome in Europe.
Overstayed, you're welcome.
I stayed
and
for
you know
longer.
what? And I quickly left, unfortunately. I would have loved to stay a little bit longer, but literally we got back from Monza on Monday. We left
We left Italy
Milan.
on the Monday
Yeah.
after the Grand Prix.
Yeah, we left Monday, and I was out of there
We
promptly
flew to London.
at 7 a.m.
And yeah, she
on Wednesday.
slept for a whole day and then she took a flight back to the United States.
All right, listen, I went to go see Shrek in London.
That she did.
Highlight of my trip.
She also met Matt Willis. So if
I-
you know who Matt Willis is, you know that's a win. She takes it for granted, but that's another conversation.
Listen, he was lovely. I met quite a couple. Actually, I met quite a couple people. Hold on, I met quite a couple people. We also met Sam Fender.
We met Sam Fender the same day, just randomly at a pub. This does not happen. Disclaimer, people. This does not just randomly happen any
No.
given day in London, all right? Just so you know. Like, it doesn't happen like that. I've been going to London for years, and that was the first time that ever happened to me. But yeah, you
anyways.
met... If you know who these people are, great. And if you don't, that's fine too.
Amazing,
You
too.
met Danny Jones, Sam Fender, Matt Willis, Tom Fletcher in the same day.
Right. Well, no, I also. Oh no, they weren't there, huh? That day. It was the day before.
Who?
No, I met all four.
Yeah. She met Olive McFly.
Yeah, I met Oliver McFly, and then Matt Willis, and then Sam Fender. And
Before
I can
5 p.m.
Listen, yeah, literally before 5 p.m. And I can tell you, going to the Shrek experience
was still
was
the
the
highlight
of my day.
I'm offended. Matt Willis should be too. I don't know about the rest.
Anyway.
Anyways, if you've seen Love is Blind UK, you know who Matt Willis is. But anyway, we digress. Again.
Yet again. Listen,
So Monza.
two people with ADHD should not have a podcast.
I don't know whose idea this was. Um,
Monza was our experience was a little weird. I think my consensus, just based on my experience, my consensus, I think Monza is one of the places, one of the Grand Prix that you kind of have to have a grandstand.
yeah,
For
yeah.
GA, normally, like, we're not above GA, like, we love GA.
But they were also last minute tickets. So we
Right.
didn't. So we were a little greedy. So like our trip was planned around Zandvoort. In reality, it was like the one we said that we couldn't miss this year because Max's uncertain future and decision taking skills. Also, Zandvoort, we're losing it after 2026. So our trip was generally planned around Zandvoort.
It was.
And then we were greedy and we said, hey, well, what if we do Monza last minute, right? So we tried and planned it. We always planned it as if it wasn't going to happen. I feel like in my brain
We
it was never
honestly-
going to happen.
we
And
were in
then we just
Zambor and
did
we
it.
were still like, should
Like,
we even get our hotel?
Yeah. So we showed up and we got last minute tickets. So that's exactly how that happened.
Yeah.
So we're thankful that we got tickets in the first place.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, for sure. Like if I were to, I mean, I'm pretty sure when I do Monza again, I will definitely look more into where am I sitting and what I really want.
We got a really good idea though. I
Yeah.
mean, if you...
It's
if
not that big.
No, it's not
It's
that
not big at all.
No. The park that it's near was bigger than the entire track.
40,000 steps I clocked that day.
Yeah. Crazy. We also were just like lollygagging afterwards, but
It was like
it
a
was
heath,
wonderful.
right? Like
Yeah.
it was just so big. I felt like it was never gonna end.
We were living our best rural Italy life.
And then Charles was escorted by the police through all of Monza. It seems like we saw him walk down the driveway, and it was honestly, as a Ferrari fan, which one day I was.
One day.
No, as a Ferrari fan, it was really cute. It was really wholesome, I would say, to see that Ferrari love and the, like, just
know
like
what I
everything,
really
the
loved?
appreciation being shown to Il Predestinato and obviously
Just the
Lewis and
Scuderia
everybody.
in general. But what I really loved of our experience, and it's so funny because the second we stepped out of our hotel, we were just walking the streets, and every person who saw us, because she was
Yeah.
wearing her Carlos Sainz Ferrari merch from last year, and I was just in red.
I
And
had my hat and
every
everything.
person who saw us would just scream Forza Ferrari at us, and we were like,
From across the
"Yes!"
street. Like it was just this
Yes.
guy having a random cigarette across the street, and they would just be like, "Forza Ferrari." The guy that
Exactly.
gave us like cappuccino that morning, he
Oh,
was like,
he was
"You guys
wonderful.
going to Monza, Forza Ferrari," and they would say it multiple times too. Like would be like, "Oh, prego," like out the door, and they'll be like, "Forza Ferrari," and I'm just like,
Literally,
"This is
it was the cutest
this
thing.
is why we do it. Like for real. This is what it's all about."
Yeah.
We will get eventually to Singapore. So please don't tune out. All right, we're just slowly but surely getting there.
We're trying to recap everything.
A lot happened in the last, and we know it's our fault for not doing an episode sooner, but just a lot happened.
Yeah.
It works in our favor that Baku was, I mean, don't get me wrong, kind of uneventful. Kind of?
It depends on who you're a fan of.
Uh,
But Baku was kind of uneventful. Singapore was kind of uneventful, depending on who you're a fan of. And Monza was also kind of uneventful, depending on who you're a fan of.
No, Monza was definitely eventful, I feel like. A lot
Was
of,
it?
yeah. I mean, we can, okay,
Let's
after,
dissect it a little bit. Here we go.
big picture. Carlos Sainz podium with Williams. I'm just gonna, out the door.
That was
You guys know
wonderful.
that's what I care about the most. So we're just gonna get it out of the way. All right. That podium, Carlos's first podium with Williams. Third place, we don't care about that. A podium, it's a podium. He got them all those points.
Yeah.
First time in the podium in years. And I feel like that just goes to show. Let's leave Carlos aside for one tiny second, which I'm barely able to do. But I feel like a lot of people have thought the same way, as in, even if you're not a Williams fan, even if you don't, call yourself a Williams fan, we all know that there's just so much potential to be unlocked.
Mhm.
And obviously we've been hearing it for James for a while now. And everyone's like, yeah, no, Williams is gonna become so good after the 2026 regulations and this and this and that. And there's so much hope, I feel, for the Williams team in the future. And I feel like this just, not that I'm discrediting anything Alex has done all season, but like, let's be honest, their strategies have sucked
Yeah, you
week
could say that
in
about
and
half the
week
teams.
out.
But yes.
Right. And as a Carlos Sainz fan, I mean, I'm not gonna discredit Alex, like credit where credit is due, and Alex has put in the hours, put in the work, lap after lap. But obviously I don't agree with, like when they make him, like not necessarily swap with Carlos, because that's a McLaren problem, but sometimes they have sacrificed Carlos's strategy for in order to get Alex maximum points, which sometimes I've understood, sometimes it hasn't made any sense, and everybody ends up losing. But other than that, podium with Williams, and I am so proud of Carlos, and I feel like it just unlocked. It kind of just like everybody that has hope for Williams that we thought we were Delulu, that kind of just validated
Listen,
our Delulu.
and you know
Okay.
what? Everyone was very Delulu, and Carlos tried to shut that
Yeah.
down. Start of the season, he said, "Please
Don't
do
expect
not
any
expect any
podiums."
podiums." And you know what? We never stopped believing in him. He stopped believing in himself for 2 seconds, but his
Who's
team was
Delulu
right
now?
behind him. And I'm not gonna say if you know, you know, because I will tell really quickly the story of Sparkles the unicorn.
Sparkle's a unicorn.
Oh, lovely. So this girl, who
If
is
you
the biggest Carlos fan,
if you don't know about this, Williams does have their own podcast. And it's just obviously Alex and Carlos sit down and talk about things and or take questions over Zoom or videos from fans. So there was this little girl.
who is the biggest Carlos fan, and she was over the moon. They loved her, and she was asking, "Hey, like, what should I name my unicorn?"
It was a little plush unicorn, right?
I think so. Either Sparkles or Sprinkles or whatever. And basically she drew it for them.
No, so I think she was like, "Hi, Carlos, blah blah blah. Like, what should I name my little?" It was like a plushie.
Plush.
And then she said, "If I draw, right? If I draw
Yeah.
a unicorn, would you put it in your helmet?"
On your helmet, yeah.
And then he said, "If you draw it and you send it to the team, we'll make it a sticker." And so kind of he gave the child the logistics, which
He
Carlos, what were
literally
you
was
thinking?
like,
But
"Look, step 1. Draw the
and I feel like honestly, like, and if you know Carlos, like, like in the sense of how he talks and stuff, he kind of like said it just kind of like throwing words at the air. Like, I feel like he didn't even think it was gonna come to anything or happen.
Right.
And then would you look at that?
Yeah, if you haven't seen or don't know, but he actually did put it on his helmet for Baku.
Yeah. So the Williams team digitalized the
Yeah.
little unicorn
That she
drawing,
drew,
made it
yeah.
a sticker,
Put it
smacked
on his helmet. On every single, they printed one out, and he used a different helmet for Baku and for Singapore, and they, like, I'm assuming they have sheets printed of this unicorn because they put him everywhere. They put him in his Baku helmet, and then they did it again with the Singapore helmet.
Well, after he got the podium in Baku, I feel like it became like a sensationalized thing because he was like, "This is what brought me all the luck. This is, like, it was all powered by Sparkles." So after the Baku podium, I feel like it was only like the one sticker on his helmet for Baku, and
They had a
then
couple.
he like they did some like social media about it. So from Singapore, like, Sparkles came out with like full force merch.
Oh, they have merch
everywhere. Yeah,
They have merch.
It's so cute.
Sparkles has merch, and Williams did come out and say that some of the proceeds from the merch will go to, I forgot her name, but the little girl and her family.
Yeah.
So love that for
I think it
Williams.
sold out.
I love that for her.
I tried to get a shirt the other day, and I think it sold out.
I hope it did because she deserves all the money and she deserves all the fame
And all the
And-
credit.
Yeah, go Sprinkles.
All right, so McLaren.
Anyways.
Let's just tackle.
Oh my god!
Congrats on the constructors championship. Do I mean that from the bottom of my heart? Yes. However, McLaren as a team I'm gonna sound like Lewis Hamilton right now, but
Thank you to
it's
everybody
not
back at the factory.
exactly. McLaren is a hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds people behind the scenes putting in the hours, the work, the blood, the sweat, and the tears. McLaren is not Oscar and Lando. So congratulations to McLaren for a fantastic year,
You
dominant
guys
year.
built a rocket ship.
Here, amazing. Yeah, they should. I mean,
Yeah.
it's the best car, so I'm glad they won the constructors championship.
They deserved it. Truly.
So congrats to everybody back at the factory.
Yes. Snaps.
There's something else to be said, however, for the championship contenders.
Anybody on that pit wall?
Zach,
We
I'm
won
looking
the
at you.
constructors. No thanks to you.
And Andrea, I love Andrea. However, we need to have
However.
some words. I am an Oscar fan. I used to be a
Well-
Lando fan.
Andrea is also an Oscar fan.
Is he though?
Listen, here's
In
the
Monza,
thing.
we were sitting in Monza, and if you could hear the crowd when
Oh
that call came
My
in,
God.
telling Oscar,
To
and
swap?
we were all like looking at each other. Did we hear that right? Like,
Literally.
this is happening.
Listen, as Lando's biggest defender,
That should not have happened.
no. No.
We are
if
all
I was
Max-
Oscar, no.
We were all Max Verstappen, like,
literally
because he had a slow pit stop. Make it make sense.
right. It doesn't make sense. None, and they were talking about how they were comparing it to the other times, McLaren called papaya rules, and no, there is no comparison. That was not needed. Like that's on the mechanics. I'm so sorry. Like they work very hard, but
Those
that's on them.
Are racing incidents. Like, if we
Yeah.
go back to that. And because honestly, I love Jensen, but I completely call BS on what he said on an interview after Singapore. Because he said, honestly, if I was Oscar, I would just chuck it onto, well, my teammate got the best of me. But did he though?
I feel like you can't compare Singapore, Monza, anything like that.
But it's not really about comparing the racing incidents. It's about the narrative that's being sold about what happened.
right.
Because what Jensen said is like, if I was Oscar, I would just say,
Yep.
like my teammate got the best of me, move on, blah, blah, blah. Sure. But here, like, my question at least is, it's a racing incident when it's against Oscar. It's never a racing incident when it's against Lando. You know what I mean? Like, because, like, okay, hey, let Lando through because he had a slow pit stop. Where he could have just said, no, because this is what racing is. And he
Right.
kind of did. Okay, so now that Lando did that, like, what I'm saying is, if you're going to do that, do it all the times, regardless of who it favors. And I think that's part of, like, the bigger competition that we're all having. You're only
Right.
calling papaya rules when it favors Lando, never for Oscar. And when it's the other way around, like, there's nobody
But I
to
think
do it
it's
the other
also,
way around.
It's also there's also a difference. Like I understand your point of it, but there's also a difference between the situations that happened, because although it is a racing, I do call it was a racing incident for Monza. Like Oscar should not have swapped.
He should
at
not
all.
have swapped.
The team should not have intervened at all. I get that. Which, if they would not have intervened in Monza, I don't think anybody would be talking about Singapore. Because, also, the difference here is Oscar called 3 separate times in Singapore to have a swap. He asked for a swap. Lando, not once had he asked for a swap. The pit wall got on the radio and said, hey, do the swap, without Lando asking.
That's
he
true.
didn't ask for any of it.
That's true.
So he's getting, hate and all
It's
this.
also not fair
because
to-
Os-
yeah, exactly.
Yeah, because he didn't ask for it. Lando didn't ask for it. Oscar, on the other hand, asked for it 3 separate times, and people are still saying, oh, Lando this, Lando that. Lando has not said a word.
Yeah, but that shows you where Oscar is coming from, because obviously, if he's calling for a swap, it's because he feels like, I'm gonna use the wrong word here, but he feels like he's entitled to it because he has
And
in the
he's
past
right.
this season sacrificed his positions
Yeah.
to favor the team, which
And
is
I'm
his
not
teammate.
saying it's wrong. I'm just saying the team conditioned them to do this, that this was the way, knowing
100%.
knowing it wasn't the way. It's not no, it's not fair to Oscar, I'm saying, but it's also not fair that people are bullying
Unleashing
Lando,
on
and
Lando.
yeah,
Yeah.
they're unleashing all this hate and bullying him. That man has not said one word.
Yeah.
He never asked for anything. If anything, the one time he asked for help was Monaco.
Yeah.
Like,
Also,
the
that
one time he asked for help.
that undercut on Monza, that was Lando's idea.
Yeah.
And
Oh,
he
yeah,
did
yeah,
say,
yeah.
he did
And
say,
he
like, are
knew.
you sure you want to do this order? Blah, 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 blah.
And he said,
So,
yeah.
I mean, yeah, like, this is racing at the end of the
Yeah.
day. But
And
it's
he
just,
knew that.
yeah.
He knew that.
It's McLaren, honestly, just,
Yeah.
like, calling all the wrong shots most of the time, and it's just getting old. You probably have seen by now, which is, well, probably, I mean, today we're shooting on a Tuesday. This will probably be out on Friday, Saturday. But by now you've probably seen it's made its rounds, like the celebration for the Constructors' Championship without Oscar.
Yeah.
Disclaimer for that one.
Also, yeah,
That was
That
not
was
on.
not planned.
Yeah, that was not planned, and it did. They, as much as a lot of you want to hate McLaren probably for this, it happened the way it happened, and it just unfolded like that. Unfortunately, Lando wasn't supposed to be there either. They were both supposed to be doing media.
Yeah, it was a celebration for the team, not for the drivers.
That
They were
Formula
supposed to
One put together
Yeah.
for the team. So, and then Lando was getting off the podium or like making his way back to whatever he was. I don't know
obviously
how it
to
works
do
in there,
his
but
job that comes with.
he was on his way to the media pen, and he got caught in the celebrations. It's not like Oscar decided to skip the celebrations. That like no, don't.
There's so many
yeah.
narratives going on
Yeah,
around
dude,
that. Like,
for real.
either
Like,
Oscar was
so
so
much drama
upset
for
he
what?
decided to skip it,
That's not true.
or they didn't invite him. They didn't wait for him. They could have,
All
taken the
lies.
penalty for him not going to the media pen. Blah blah blah.
I
blah.
will say this though. Hate me if you want. The admin in McLaren doing the most. I get that they're getting a lot of backlash for like their shit strategies. Sure. But it's just like sometimes it really does bother me how like 3 hours after the race is done, they get like a little video of like Oscar and Lando walking together, like, we're good, right? Yeah, we're good. Like this is
Yeah.
her getting a long shirt. Like, this is so unnecessary. Like, I just please stop doing those videos.
Yeah.
It was fine once, twice, but at this point
It's
just
very
getting
unnecessary because everyone knows they don't really hate each other. It's all on the
Exactly.
team. They hate the team. So they are. Listen, as much as they love that team, they hate that team. It is another Ferrari situation
Yep.
where we love the team, but we hate that
And I
team.
said it at the beginning of the season. McLaren are gonna try and pull this Ferrari shit, where it's just like, oh, Ferrari's the priority. Oh, McLaren's the priority. Papaya rules. I called it. It is not going to work. Okay, the constructors is now secured. How are you gonna act now? So, this is it. Constructors
Yeah.
is done. If you keep favoring Lando, then you clearly have to stay. That's your number one driver, because if you keep I want to use so many bad words, but I won't. It's BS.
It is.
Either
And I
label
agree.
your drivers, or call it what it is, or just stop playing that game.
I agree.
Because it's so unfair to Oscar. He's gonna start looking elsewhere. Mark
And-
my words.
I agree, and I think it would be very dumb of McLaren to, one, not name a number one driver, and also to name Lando their number one driver. As a Lando fan, I would more than anything want Lando to be their number one driver, but clearly we're seeing Oscar is leading the championship. He's been leading the championship. Yeah, it's been close, but at this point, we can get to being like, hey, you know what? Oscar should be their priority. He's the one that's been leading. If while they're, supporting Oscar, Lando happens to surpass him, okay, we'll switch. But
Just let them race, bro.
yeah,
Like,
that's the
Zach
point.
said at the interview, once when they won the constructors, we let them race. They race clean. If that was the case, not a lot of us would be this upset.
And
Like,
honestly,
just honestly, like, stick to your words. Let them race. Let them race clean. Nobody's gonna have an issue if you actually let them race.
one thing I do want to say, Oscar, I know it was in the heat of the moment and you were kind of like, that was not okay. He was kind of, pushing me to, he was not. he was like, that is racing. I'm so sorry to say, but that is racing. That's what you should expect.
Yeah,
You
it's not
should-
like he drove him into the wall.
Yeah, he didn't run you into the wall. He didn't try to run you into the wall.
He
didn't-
went for a gap,
Yeah.
which is what any other nine of the 19 drivers would have done.
Exactly.
He went for a gap. He was in all of his right to do so.
Exactly.
Just we need that pit wall to stop intervening for the worse.
Yep.
Just do your job, bro. It's not that hard.
No, it's apparently it is. Apparently it is.
She said, not knowing a single
Apparently
thing
it
about
is.
engineering.
In other news, very happy news.
Oh well, I mean they both bottled it in Baku, so that's and that's on McLaren.
The more you know.
Anyways,
Well,
let's move on.
This has been our segment of critiquing McLaren.
And we're just gonna put up a YouTube marker here. Like, if you don't want to listen to us rant, this is where you start watching this podcast.
Rough.
Do you want to talk about Singapore, Max Verstappen dominance?
Yes. He was
If
so-
2 years
oh my
ago me would
gosh.
have just seen me now,
No, literally?
it's like, what do you mean you're pro Max dominance? It's fine. It's fine. Like,
Love a Max dominance. I had a lot of fun 2023.
Charles was a thing, so
But yeah, Max has been doing amazing. You know,
good for him.
It's wonderful the things that you can do with when you don't have
Christian
a
Horner in your
horrible
garage.
team principal in your ear. You know, when you don't have someone telling you and sabotaging you, you know, it's wonderful what can happen.
Okay, sabotage might be a big word, but you know what we're saying.
Yeah, sabotage is not the correct word, but it's the word that comes to mind.
I just love, like, I feel like Singapore was that before and after in a sense, like in a small sense, of him just coming back as a contender, you know, in the championship. And we're all,
Right.
I feel like we're all very happy for him because, yeah, so there needs to be more contenders in this McLaren shit show.
You know who apparently everyone has forgotten, including us. And this has happened to him twice now.
I have forgotten. I have no idea what she's talking
Clearly. George Russell.
about. I figured that's who it was next. But, I mean, he did
Listen.
finish second last week. And then
No,
this week.
hold on. No. This has happened to him twice. And by this, I mean, last year in Vegas, he won the race. I promise you, nobody cared because Max
Max
Verstappen
had just
became
won
world
the
champion. No, you don't understand.
Insert
We
Woody image.
No, you don't understand. That man won the race and was over the moon. Whose face was on the sphere? Max Verstappen.
Ugh, bless.
This man
God
wins
bless.
Singapore. And guess who does not care? McLaren, because they win their championship. Like,
That's hilarious.
poor George.
I feel like
I'm very happy for him, though.
I love George Russell, but I just feel like he's an NPC sometimes.
Listen, I don't know what it is.
Like, God bless
And-
George Russell, but like sometimes he's just like an NPC, bro.
Listen, like, I think it's so funny. I'm not saying there's a whole meme that goes around anytime that he gets a podium, anytime that he wins, of the 5 times he's ever won,
Does nothing.
does nothing, podium, or does nothing, a win. And Mercedes actually tweeted one that says, does everything, wins. And
Pretty good.
honestly, thank you for backing him up. Maybe give him a contract.
That's exactly where I was going with
You
this.
know,
Let's get
probably.
into with the Russell contract or lack thereof.
Listen.
What's happening? What do you mean? He is. I don't.
And everyone thought now that Lewis is in Ferrari that he left Mercedes. It's their little golden boy coming up.
Nope.
And apparently they treat him like a third-class citizen.
Not a third-class citizen. Listen, Kimmy could literally do nothing tomorrow. He gets a 5-year contract. doesn't even go to, like doesn't even
Does
make it out of
nothing,
Q1.
5-year contract.
5-year contract. And then George does everything, no contract.
Nothing. Crickets.
Word of the street has it that they want to give him a 1+1.
That's so dumb.
Did I read that
You know
right?
what? I saw this tweet.
Did I, fam? Did I read that right? A 1+1? That they wanted to give Carlos that.
Listen, I saw this tweet. I already told you this, but I saw this tweet that said, "My close personal friend Yuki will take a 1-year contract for 20 quid an hour."
Oh, that reminds me. They're saying that's why he doesn't have a contract, because he's asking for, like double-digit millions. Quite a
Mr.
few.
George Russell?
Yeah.
Mr. George William Russell?
Yeah, not Sir George Russell.
Yeah. Mr.?
Mr. George Russell?
At best?
Yeah, I heard 20 mil. I don't know where he's getting that from. I don't know
Crazy.
where people are getting this number from. I haven't read anything to that sense, but
And that doesn't include like all the sponsorships and stuff.
so, but I mean, there is definitely a question. I'm not tuned in. I'm not a George Russell fan. I
If
feel
you
like,
are, please comment and let us know what's going on over
I
there.
feel like when people say like I'm not a whatever fan, like they instantly position you like against them. No, it just means I feel flat about them. Like it's not. I don't feel like like I hate them. I don't like them. I dislike them. Whatever. No, it's just like like from a -5 to +5, I'm at a 0. Like I don't feel either way.
True.
So I'm not super invested. If you know more than we do, please comment.
Let us know.
Let us know.
What's going on over there?
Why
There's
doesn't he have a contract?
You know what though? I run across George Russell Twitter sometimes.
George Russell Twitter.
They're not crazy. I don't know what's going on over there, but they look like they're having a fun time. And sometimes I want to join, but also George Russell,
It's definitely more fun than Charles
Oh
Leclerc
yeah, we're
Twitter.
depressed. Yeah.
Lewis Hamilton. Now that we're in the Ferrari garage, very happy for George Russell. Good for him. You keep doing you. Maybe
I hope
you'll
they
end
give
up
you a
in the
contract.
championship. I'm pretty sure they're going to. However, I just hope it's fair. I don't know if it's going to be fair monetarily. I just hope they give him a substantial amount of years. Like 1+1 is not
It's
only
not fair.
Yeah, it's offensive. I would take offense to that.
Yeah.
Me being nobody. Anyways, Ferrari garage.
The Ferrari. Forza Ferrari. And
Lewis
you know what?
Hamilton spent the last at least 10 laps in Singapore with no brakes.
I don't know. Listen,
He did not do a single corner. My
this
man
is
was
not
just
the
like,
first time we'll say this. We have said this. We get us in that garage. We need to know what's going
we
on.
really do. We really do, because
Like,
not like it's going to
What do you
make
mean
more
your
sense,
brakes
but
don't work.
right now it just doesn't make any sense at all. Like zero. I have no clue why is all of this happening? Why is
Who knows?
nothing happening? Ferrari's a midfield team. We've said
But-
it. We've been
and-
saying it.
Listen, the only reason why they're not actually a midfield team is because their drivers are great and they push that car to their max. So they stay, I mean, they are still P5, P6, but, they could be P8, P9.
True. It's just obviously, in some sense, we say it's the car. Well, of course, like the car is a big, huge factor of it. But like, y'all are doing so many things wrong. It's just hard to isolate, because it's just so many things, and
We've said it once, we'll say it again. Ferrari, get us in that garage. Thanks.
I don't think they're gonna want to after any.
Listen, I will get down there. Style Sebastian Vettel. Hand me a wrench. Hand me literally anything. I will get down there and fix the car myself.
Lewis Hamilton had no brakes in Singapore. Why? Why did we not see it? Why did we only hear about it post-race? These are all really good questions that we would love to know the answers without having to extensively go into article reading for 3 days. Come on, like Formula One needs to do better in that sense. And I know that this has been a hot topic around social media this week. we are not seeing enough racing nowadays. And
Not at all.
I feel like we keep catering to these new fans and these younger fans that live in Stefano Domenicali's brain, apparently, rent free. And I'm just honestly like nothing, absolutely nothing against the wags, the like the women of the paddock and all of that in the sense of like the partners of the drivers and whatnot.
Yeah, because
But
they don't have any choice in it. They're just
but
there.
it's just sure, I'll see them. I'll oh, good for them.
Yeah,
Like
not
their
when a
partner is
battle is
supporting them this
happening.
weekend. But exactly, like, we didn't know that Fernando was cursing up a storm for the last half race because nobody told us. Unless you go on his onboard, unless you purposefully click on his onboard and listen to everything he said, we would have never known because F1 TV director was too busy shooting everything,
Everything
everything
except for
happening
the
inside the
actual
garages.
racing.
Exactly. And
We're here for the cars, to watch the cars race. We're not here to watch what's going on in the garage while the cars are not in there.
and I feel like I don't know about you, but I feel like this has been getting progressively worse because I remember when I first got into the sport, maybe like 2021, 2022, but to the degree where like now I pay attention to like the time gaps and all of this and this and that, you obviously start becoming more tuned in to the sport and you notice things that probably at first sight you wouldn't, like when you were like a first timer, first season, whatever. And I feel like I felt like I was more looped into what was going on across the grid, like in the last, like 2022, 2023, even though I wasn't necessarily paying attention or like
Right.
consciously. Right now, I'm literally looking at everything, and I still feel like I miss half of the
race,
races.
yeah.
Like I have to go at the end and see what happened to
No,
Pierre.
I
Like
agree.
I have to, because we're so focused on only like the two things happening. Why weren't we so invested in Max versus Lando? It was boring as hell. Like for like
Facts.
the couple of exceptions, I would have rather seen Nano versus Lewis. I would have rather seen Carlos take literally, like, it's like, oh, it's so hard to overtake in Singapore. But is it really? Because
really
Carlos
went
spent
for it.
52 laps on the same tire.
Ollie as well. He went from the back of the grid to points.
Who followed Ole's
When
race?
did we see?
Not F1 TV.
When did we see any of that?
I don't remember seeing Ole.
Honestly, now that you say that, I started watching F1 before you. Nobody knew about any of the partners or anything like that of the drivers unless you followed them on their social media. You didn't really know. They would show maybe once or twice
Yeah.
or like pan over, but it has been as of recent from like
Sensationalized.
last year. Yeah, from last year, we've been getting so much of
It's
them,
always
and
been
it's
a
fine.
thing. Yeah, but
it's
like
fine to
exactly, if
get
you
a few
look
clips.
into it, it's not like in your face every
Yeah.
Sunday on the big screens, like
Exactly.
every 5 minutes.
And now we're missing big battles, even if it's midfield. I don't care if it's midfield. The battle's a battle. That's what we want to see.
Ollie Berman made it into points.
From literally pretty much the pits.
virtually the last of the grid, and that's racing. So I don't know what all these like new directors and Stefano is on about. Like, just give us back. We're here to watch these cars race. I feel like we're asking for much. We're paying for this subscription to watch cars race.
Literally, the reason why I pay is for the cars to go vroom vroom in my face.
If I want to
would
see
like
the girls'
see them.
outfits and all these cute things that happen on the paddock, cool. I'll see it later on social media. I am watching for a live sporting event, and I want to keep looped in on what's happening on track. I don't feel like I'm asking for too much here.
Right. We're literally asking you to do your one job. Show us the cars.
Carlos Sainz. Now that we get into my favorite topic every week, Carlos Sainz. When I tell you, now that I'm back in America.
Pause for sad music. Where's the violin?
Now that I'm back in America, if I'm not waking up at 4, 5 in the morning, right, to watch all of this. Sometimes I'll wake up early enough anyway if I have to work
catch
or
the
have
second
something,
half.
right? Or like, it is the one time that I will allow myself to watch my phone if I wake up in the middle of the night. I usually try not to do that. But yeah, I think I woke up around 5 or 6, and I saw that Alex and Carlo, that Williams had been disqualified completely.
That was crazy.
And I was just like, there's no way. Like, I must still be sleeping or like in some sort of in between here, because there's no way that what I'm reading right now, I'm processing it wrong. It has to be wrong. Went back to sleep. And then when I actually was awake, I was like, wait, like this is true. Like,
that was
how?
crazy.
So obviously, no hope, heartbroken, whatever. And then, which is, there's a lot to say there as well. I'm not going to get into it, but Carlos's car being randomly selected for inspection after his Baku podium, and then the Williamses being handpicked to be randomly inspected. I know there's a lot to be said there, and I know that for the disqualifications, that's probably a different topic. I just, Carlos Sainz Sr. trying to run for FIA president definitely ruffled some feathers, and I'm gonna die on that hill. Anyways.
Yeah, as far as the Singapore, I feel like they only got inspected because obviously they had to let them know that they changed their rear wing.
Yeah, and they had to, for sure.
And so, that was coming whether they wanted it to or not, because they did change it. But
however, Carlos,
was a different
I feel
thing.
like I was not hoping for like a grand, honestly, like comeback, because if this season has showed us anything, is to not have hope.
Out of context, this has shown me anything. Don't have hope.
So, and then he spent 50 plus laps on the same tires, and I'm over here like, whoa, that's, like, that's cool. And then he was just like, hold my Estrella Galicia. And he did that.
He did.
He overtook one driver at a lap, and it was magnificent to see. That's
Wonderful.
what racing is.
Exactly.
Tell me how many times the director said, take that camera. Show that on the feed, on the main feed. Let's cover Carlos overtaking 6 effing drivers. Nobody. Not once.
Crazy.
So rearrange your priorities. I beg you.
Yeah.
And
we
it's not
also
just
do
wanting
want to see Ollie Behrman do what he does best.
We want to see Lewis Hamilton cutting all the corners.
We want to see the Fernando Alonso, Lewis Hamilton rivalry that's been going on for 14 freaking years. We want to see that ongoing.
We want to hear Nano curse every 5 seconds, please.
We just want to hear Nano, period, because that man is hilarious.
I love how unapologetic he is about it.
They did throw some of his radios in there, and they were hilarious.
At the end, after 30 minutes they had happened.
Yeah. But
talk about live. So annoying. So many people had an anonymous race. So many.
Clearly not anonymous, because we saw it. But
I mean, we saw it. But if
we
we
had
only
to
would have
go on
watched
their onboards to actually witness it.
If we would have just watched the main feed,
we would have caught it.
Who's Esteban Ocon?
Esteban.
Anywho,
anyways, on to a team that hasn't disappointed us just yet, because they are not on the grid this year.
Cadillac.
Checo
doing all the side quests in the world is my favorite sitcom.
Honestly, I love to watch him just live.
Just live.
I love it. That goes into my gift from me to me. I did get this idea from somebody on Twitter, so shout out to them. We'll put it in the description because I cannot remember their @ but shout out to them for giving me this idea. It's a hat. It's a Cadillac hat that I saw from Abercrombie, and I ordered
from Abercrombie. I thought you would have gotten it on Etsy or something like that.
No. Here is where it pays to have family that does Etsy-like stuff, because they gave me this idea. I saw the hat, ordered it quickly, and then when I got back home, I saw this person on Twitter tweet that they did this to their hat, and I was like, oh my god, I'm stealing this idea. So shout out to them. This is the hat. Cadillac.
That's so
Beautiful,
cute.
gorgeous, love it. And I asked my Theo to do this because I saw this, and we have
Stop.
embroidered the number 11 on it on one side, and Checo
A stop.
on the other.
That's so cute. I love it.
Also, I told my Theo
love
to
the
do it and
color.
told him to charge me because obviously it's his job, and he did not charge me for it, so shout out to him. Love that. And he said that he
That's so
spent
cute.
he actually went out to the store to buy the specific color to match everything so that it
Wow.
all matched perfectly. So
That is
shout
pretty
out
cool.
to him. I love it. Checo, I'm ready. I'm ready for next year. Okay, this looks ugly, but I'm ready for next year.
Yeah. Hit us up if you want the details of how this happened, because I feel like a lot of people should be wearing this. It's so cute.
Yeah.
Also, Checo for the win.
I will say the
Always.
person did give the details on their Twitter. I will link that
Yeah, we'll put it
actual
down here
Twitter
somewhere.
on our description because I followed their instructions to a T. They did go to a lids. I don't think they have lids anywhere outside of the US, maybe Canada, but
Yeah, I don't know.
anywhere that you can
Or
get it
does New
embroidered.
Era have embroidery?
I'm sure they do. I know I usually get it at Lids because I have a membership with Lids.
Not
they
sponsored.
Yeah, not sponsored by Lids, but I do
Or
have a
New Era.
membership. But
Or Cadillac?
yeah, or Cadillac, unless Cadillac wants to. Number one fan.
We can get ourselves to Vegas.
That'll be our thumbnail. Anyways, yeah, I can drive to Vegas. I can drive your car to Vegas. Shout out. I can drive. I have a license.
I can drive your Cadillac to Vegas.
If you would like to give me a super license, I would also take that. Thank you.
We can pitch that. It would be a great side quest. Fly us botas into San Diego. We will drive him up to Vegas. It'll be a great closing the gap
Well, I don't
podcast
think
meets carpool karaoke.
not carpool karaoke. I was gonna say I don't think Botas can do anything Cadillac this year because of his Mercedes contract. But if you guys can get Checo out here,
yeah.
that'd be great.
Sure.
I'd love for him to.
Right, Checo. We can sing in Spanish. Nos
Yeah.
ponemos unas del mariachi, unas de Juan
Checo,
Gabriel.
somos primos. No sé por qué te haces.
Es más, tú cruza tu carro aquí en San Diego, te recogemos.
Mira, de Guadalajara llegas a
Cantamos las de
Tijuana.
Chente.
En Tijuana yo te recojo y nos cruzo.
Nos
¿Tienes
vamos a
entry?
Las Vegas, Checo. Nos vamos a Las Vegas. No se hable más.
Anyways, this is gonna be my outfit for the rest of the video. You're welcome.
Formula One Academy
Yes.
also happened in Singapore. And
It did.
let's shout it from the rooftops. Our girl, Leah Block, finally won her first race. We are so happy for you, Leah. Jesus Christ. I was just,
She was.
I
amazing.
started
You know what?
crying when I saw she won.
She got pole and held
Reverse grid?
pole till she won her first race.
It was a long time coming.
Yeah, she
This
deserved
girl,
it.
she
She is a rally champion
she's a rally
and
champion.
a Formula One
Race
Academy
winner.
race winner.
Um,
Amazing. We love to see it.
Like I said, it had been a long time coming. It was, it was going to happen sooner rather than later. But she has put in the work. She has put in the hours. It's just son and inane talent. Like she just said, like rally champion. And it was just her time.
Yep.
Our other Williams hope.
Yes.
Williams is just all hope nowadays, you guys.
All
Does she have a Sparkles? Does she have a Sparkles? Maybe Sparkles helped
I
her
don't
too.
think she has sparkles.
Anyways, good for Williams. Great couple of
Go
weekends for Williams this September, October. Hopefully it'll stay that way for the rest of the season. And then on Sunday, Maya won. The
Maya
one
won.
Ferrari hope we have.
Literally the only Ferrari hope we have because
At this
she
point.
also won in Zambor, one of the races. So, and she, oh my God, her and Doreen are having the biggest battle right now for first. I think they're 10 points. Okay, so when we left Zambor, their driver's standings was Doreen had 127 points and Maya had 107. So Doreen was 20 points ahead.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
With
Dorian has been like dominating this year.
with this Singapore race, Doreen has 151 points, and Maya is just behind her at 142.
Well, yeah, because yeah, Maya's been she's been racking up the points.
She's been consistent.
But Dorian is not gonna
I'm so
like she's
excited
gonna put
for
up
Vegas.
such a good fight.
I'm so
Such a
excited
good fight.
for
Like
Vegas.
if anything, I feel like Dorian's the one that is the most competitive out of all the girls. Like she won't quit. She's gonna fight until the very last lap for every single point. So it's gonna be a tight championship for the girls, and it's gonna get
I'm
really exciting
so
in Vegas.
excited.
However, I can't choose, and I feel like that's my thing with the academy. Like we just love seeing the girls win,
I know.
and it's just so hard to really root for any of them. Granted, some of them give me more. It make me happier when they win than others, but that doesn't mean that I like support them less or more. Like everybody
Right.
knows we love Ella.
Oh, we do love Ella,
Um,
and she's believe
She's still a
she's-
contender, isn't she?
she's
She's
a-
consistent.
She's a very consistent queen.
She's our consistent
she
queen.
is P3 in the standings.
Exactly.
So,
So and then
and then we love Chloe, who's right under her
Chloe
at
Chambers.
P4 for the standings.
we all have a soft spot for Haas. I feel like.
Yes, our
we
girl
all
Courtney. We love you. We support you 100%.
Courtney, and it's just so hard to choose when it comes to Formula One Academy.
Yeah.
It's like choosing a favorite child. You just
Honestly,
can't.
when
You
it comes to
can't.
Formula One Academy, it's go girls,
Basically.
go sports, because we cannot choose
No,
anybody.
for real. Yeah. However, I'm really excited to see how this championship's gonna pan out because
It's gonna be great.
I will be really happy for Maya. I will also be very happy for
Doreen.
Doreen. I haven't done the math. I don't think at this point Ella can win.
I don't think so. Based on, I think
Um,
she's
But
101, so I don't think so.
yeah, it would be really hard unless
Yeah,
she wins
unless she
Saturday
wins
and
both
Sunday,
races,
which
yeah.
is probably not going to happen.
Mhm.
In the sense of it'll be the way it works, it can't happen. But yeah, it's gonna definitely be a fight. Think like a 2.0 version of Max and
Max.
Lewis 2023.
2021.
What am I thinking here? Think Max and Lewis 2021. Down to the rim, and it's gonna be great.
Yes.
Looking forward to Vegas, honestly. I think.
Honestly, I'm also looking forward to Vegas, mostly because if you haven't seen, Formula One Academy has a new partnership, and it is the cutest
Yes.
thing in the world. And Susie, you did your big one, girl, because we have F1 Academy X Hello Kitty. Like, hello? That is the cutest thing. And I was not a Hello Kitty girl growing up, but all my cousins were, or at least one of them was. And when I showed it to her, she does not know much about racing, but she was like, I need all the merch. And I was like, girl, this is how we get more girls and women interested
Into
in
racing,
Formula
in
One
motorsport.
or just motorsport in general. And she's doing great things. Susie, you did your big one.
Yeah, I'm in awe. I feel like, and it's just such a great feeling. This is gonna sound so cheesy, but it's just such a great feeling to be constantly surprised and not lose that capacity to just be amused of somebody over delivering. And that's how I feel every time because Susie Wolf, you just keep delivering and you keep raising the bar. And I'm just so happy for
You're doing great.
women in motorsport that we have you and the representation that you bring to the paddock and the representation that you bring to the sport. And just it's just like in so
the
many
empowerment you bring to everywhere as well.
and it's just like, and I don't know if we cover this because it's been so long since we did an episode, but like the PDF, it was kind of like a manual of how to get into motorsport and racing if you wanted to, and it was like a PDF. You could download it for free. We'll get more into that in the next episode if we haven't. We'll even link it. But it's just thank you. Like, god damn, like it's so refreshing to see
It is.
that somebody's paying attention.
That
And
someone's
actually giving
rooting
us what we want or what we don't even know we want and just like seeing past
Yeah.
that
She really
vision.
is just a little girl chasing her dreams, and I love to see it because we're getting to witness her dreams come true in real life. Anyways,
All right, now that we have gone into the broader sense of motorsport, just really quickly. Mark Marquez
Oh gosh.
won the championship. He is our official MotoGP champion 2025. Here.
You know what? It was a long time coming. After his surgery, after, it was a long time coming.
However, dun
Yeah.
dun dun dun.
Rude. 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 That's all I have to say. Rude.
I'm honestly like, it's been a couple of days since, for those of you who don't know or maybe don't follow MotoGP, Mark Marquez, who was obviously biggest championship contender for this year, alongside his brother and Bensecchi. Obviously, they battle it out, same thing. Think Formula One, but in motorcycles, right? Same thing. Some of the same circuits, actually, high speed and whatnot. He had been struggling, and he has gone through extensive surgery to the point where he did not know if he was ever going to be able to race because his shoulder was that effed up. The last time he won a championship was 6 years ago. I think 6 years ago.
6 or 7.
So for him to make this huge comeback and make it to world champion, big, huge thing, that happened last week. So this Sunday, week before.
Sunday, yeah.
This last Sunday, during the race, he had a collision with Bensecchi, which, if you ask a lot of us, it could have been prevented, and it was Bensecchi's fault. And
100% it was his fault.
He injured his shoulder again.
He landed kind of on his shoulder.
The footage of that is horrible. He was flown over to Madrid pretty much right away after the race, and they're still running scans. They're still running tests to see how bad is it really going to be, or if it's not going to be hopefully that bad.
He has his arm in a sling just to make sure that it doesn't get worse than it actually is.
So we're still looking. We're still kind of waiting to see what that's going to look like. Hopefully, it's not as bad as we're all thinking, and we're all praying that it's not really that bad. But that's your update on MotoGP.
Yeah, we don't really have an update on... Oh, yes, we do.
Indy?
No. Max Verstappen, on his weekend off...
Oh, talk about side
wins
quests.
GT3? Hello?
I was so confused. I did see a tweet. I was like, "This is I don't support it," but I did laugh. It was just like doing anything but taking care of his
kid. Child. Yeah. I quickly responded, the most non-deadbeat dad doing deadbeat dad things.
Oh God, it was really funny. I don't support it, but it was really funny.
Anyways, but yeah, his weekend off is apparently not a weekend off. He went and won another race.
So, and the fact that he got qualified, like the license for it, like 2 days earlier before that, like it was just, honestly, I didn't pay much attention to it.
Only Max Verstappen.
But that's the thing, yeah. Sometimes you just wave off things because it's like, oh, it's a Max Verstappen thing. It's just,
truly.
I don't need to be involved.
I clearly need to be involved because it's Max Verstappen.
Good for him.
That was insane. The race itself.
I did not watch that.
He did very well, I will say. I saw bits and pieces. I obviously did not watch the whole thing, but I saw bits and pieces, and he did great. I mean, there's literally, that man can do anything. Truly.
That is true. And I feel that's why I don't pay attention to most of his side quests, because I'm like, well, he'll do it. Speaking of side quests, Carlos drove his dad's
car.
Right, his dad's car, and he was just so out of his element, extenuated, and he was just like, I'm so tired and I haven't done anything.
You know who I feel bad for? His mom. Reyes, you are holding down that household. You are...
Right?
How you don't live in anxiety beats me. I'm sure you do, but...
How does she not have a heart attack every weekend? And this
her
man
husband
out here...
and her son...
risking their lives for fun.
Just because.
For the plot.
Literally for the plot. Oh my gosh.
But you can see that they enjoy it so much too. So that's why I'm like, all right.
I love that that's something that they share and that they love doing together.
Honestly, I feel like just putting it into that perspective makes you realize how physically demanding it is. And because Carlos Sainz Sr., he's no spring chicken.
Nope.
Like,
You heard that?
no.
Carlos Sainz Sr.? You heard that?
He is already, I'm not sure how old he is, to be honest with you, but we know that, like he's well into his years, and to be able to still physically put up
Do
with
this
that
shit.
much is so demanding, and it's so tiring, and obviously it's extenuating in every
Especially in
possible
Dakar,
way.
like, you are literally getting thrown around in that car. There is...
And he makes
It's
it
all
seem
terrain.
so chill, so easy.
You know?
Carlos is over here bouncing around and dying in his 20s. Like, come on.
Yeah.
Well,
In
he's
his
30 now.
30s.
Not 30s. 30.
In his 30s.
But yeah, no, his dad is props to him because he makes it seem like a walk in the park. It clearly isn't. But anyway, what do we know?
Crazy.
I think this wraps it up. Thank you for sticking
talked
around.
about quite a bit. Thank you for sticking around.
If you're still here.
Yeah.
If you're not, then we understand.
Hopefully we were entertaining if you don't understand any of this, but if you would like to leave us some questions, we
A
will answer
suggestion.
them. Yeah, the suggestion would be, can you guys shut up? Yeah.
Can you guys wrap it
Agreed.
up?
Agreed.
Thank you so much for sticking with us. We're happy to be back. We'll see you right after Austin. We have Coda coming up. My favorite American
What
race.
if in our next podcast we wear cowboy boots and a hat?
I might be in Austin, not gonna lie, but it's still pretty up in the air. We'll see. We'll see if we come
this
to
is
you
how
live.
we live our lives. Everything is up
Unsure.
in the air.
Very unsure, very uncertain.
Yeah. Last minute planning,
You'll find out. But isn't it nice that we keep, the surprise
Yeah, you
element
might
alive
find us in a
and
park.
well?
You might find us in the south of France.
Yeah, you never know what's coming. We like to keep it that way. All right, so this wraps up our episode for this week. You guys,
Yes, it does.
thank you for tuning in, and we will see you next.
We'll see you next time. We're not going to say dates. We're not going to tell you when.
will see you
You will see
when
us.
we see you.
And that is not a threat.
Like Carlos said, subscribe. It's just a button. It doesn't cost anything.
Bye.